Hi, I'm Dr. Pajari, host of the Prognosis podcast, and today's segment is called Spiritual Minutes. And my guest today is Stanley Samuel, who will be joining me for discussing questions one by one. Thank you. The question for today is, where does unhappiness come from?
Unhappiness, yes, comes from a feeling of dissatisfaction. Again, as I said in another response, the feeling of a need not being met, a desire not being fulfilled, an expectation, as false as that may be, more than likely not being met. And that causes a feeling of unhappiness because we have an expectation and then that expectation was not met. We have a desire and it's not being fulfilled. As unrealistic as it may be, it just causes unhappiness, I believe.
I agree with that. Actually, I have the exact same perception of unhappiness. I think unhappiness is a mismatch between what reality is and what the expectation that you have is. And if your expectation is grossly mismatched with what reality is, you come to a place of unhappiness, of being unfulfilled.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
It's that, again, false expectation of feeling that you deserve a certain need to be met. Whereas that is not realistic. Whatever the situation may be, whatever that need or that desire may be, if it's unrealistic, it will definitely end up resulting in unhappiness.
And I think one of the places where you can make yourself happier, it's not necessarily an easy process, is a humbling. It's a place of saying, because I expect, it doesn't mean that I automatically get what I want when I want. It's something about a recognition that life ebbs and flows and that things come on divine timing, and that we also have to adjust our attitudes for things to come in the way that they need to come. That can help with the unhappiness. But yes, I feel like that disconnect between here's my reality and here's what I really expect or even hope for. You know, sometimes it may not be as much expectation, but it's kind of a constant hoping for something. That can breed a real dissatisfaction, with life.
It can, and I think you said well that you have to measure it with what does make me happy. What are realistic expectations that I can hope for? Instead of hoping against all hope for something that's unrealistic, a need that can't be met, or so let's say if I have a physical inability to do some particular activity, to engage in certain particular activity, then an expectation that I'll get that done. If I can't climb a mountain, but I feel like I want to climb a mountain, it will naturally cause unhappiness. Whereas to be realistic with, okay, I can't climb a mountain, but I can eat ice cream. Something just, whatever, fills that or brings that happiness, sense of happiness. Again, the reality of unhappy feelings must be acknowledged. It's not that I'm not unhappy about not being able to climb a mountain if that's what I wanted to do, yet looking at what does make me happy, what is the possibility here. To cope with unhappiness, then one must address what does make me happy.
Well, and also to cope with unhappiness, unhappiness serves a purpose. Unhappiness serves a purpose to say, listen, if your reality does not match your expectation of reality, what are you then doing to adjust your attitudes and the way you're viewing your reality? Or what are you doing to change your reality, as much as you're able to change your reality, in order to get closer to the expectation you have. It also brings up the idea, should you be shifting in your expectations? Not necessarily reconciling them closer to reality, but possibly even saying, hey, my expectations seem a little bit unrealistic at this point, but maybe this is, as you said, a little more realistic. Maybe I can't climb that mountain, but maybe I can do something that gives me a similar experience where I feel I've accomplished. I think unhappiness is that sensation that you're blocked, in a sense, from accomplishing or really expressing yourself fully.
Yeah, definitely ice cream is not the equivalent of mountain climbing, but yes, whatever does make you happy, engage in that and have that realistic expectation. Anybody can eat ice cream most of the times.
All right, thank you for that
you.
question. Thank you so much for watching these mini Spiritual Minutes episodes. We wanted to have a more relaxed and conversational episode, and please like and subscribe and share if you like this content. It's intended to help generate questions and even answer questions and give quick guidance, in a sense, to people who are looking a little bit more for some answers. Thanks again, and keep watching. Thank you.